I forgot about
Okay.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you have any children?
Actually, we were living in Glendale, and when Pam, wow, I was recalled into the service during the Korea War.
Oh, okay.
That was September 1950. I was recalled, and I was sent to where did I go? I went up to Monterey, California, and camp up there. I don't remember the name of it now. And I was put in charge. Oh, I went to. I was recalled back to Camp Cook
Okay.
at Lompoc.
Mm-hmm.
I was put in charge of the laboratory, photo lab there, and also the Mars radio station called Military Army Radio. And I didn't know anything about that, but it was just something that somebody had to be in charge, and I was. So I was there from 1950, October of 50, until I put in for direct commission in the Army.
Uh-huh.
And I got a lieutenant, second lieutenant commission.
Oh, very good. Wow.
And I got orders to go to Korea. And at the same time, it was announced that if you were an enlisted man, you could put in for discharge. And so I applied for that as my regular rank of tech sergeant, and I gave up my commission.
Oh, I see.
And got discharged and got out in 1951. And while I was there at Camp Cook, Pam was born in February of 51.
And you were separated. Your wife was back home, and you were.
Yeah, I got back home. No, I was still in the Army when she was born.
Yeah.
And
how did you hear about it? How did you hear about that she was born?
Well, actually, I came home without a pass on Washington's birthday in February.
Uh-huh.
And I was due to go back Monday morning after Washington's birthday. And I got the flu. I was on the pot going out both ends.
Uh-huh.
And I had to go back to camp because I didn't have an official pass.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go back. And I had to come back with one of the men in the lab who was also on pass. And we drove back to Camp Cook, stopping periodically for me to throw up. And we got back to Camp Cook, and that morning, about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I was sick as a dog. I flopped on my bunk,
Oh,
and got a phone call. Susan had gone to the hospital, and she was going to give birth
oh,
that day.
uh-huh.
So I had an official pass then to go back because she was giving birth.
Oh, good.
And Pam waited until 9:30 that night to be born. And I was home then. It was home for a couple of weeks.
Was she a cute baby? Was she cute?
Yeah, yeah, she was a sweet baby too.
When did you get to hold her? Did you get to hold her?
Oh yeah, yeah.
At the hospital?
Well, no, not at the hospital, but I guess I did at the hospital, and she was in the hospital for about a week, and she got to go home, and I took care of her while she was there, and her mother also took care of her.
Was
My, her mother took care of her,
right.
and Mrs. Earl had a job, so and I was still on leave, so I was taking care of her.
Did you have fun being a dad?
Yes, yes. It was new, of course, and yeah,
Did you change diapers?
oh yeah, and I washed diapers. We had a wash machine in our apartment, and
What do you remember about her life when she was growing up?
Pam's
Yeah.
life. Oh, well, see, now 18 months after Pam was born, Patty was born.
And we're going to talk about
Right.
Patty in a minute, but we're going to talk about just Pam right
Just
now.
Pam?
Yeah.
Okay. We moved from there to an apartment just off of Los Feliz Boulevard.
Oh,
It was a nice apartment. It was a 2-story apartment.
near Technicolor.
It was by Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and it was a 2-story. It had living room, dining room, kitchen, and a bath downstairs. And upstairs was 2 bedrooms
Oh, nice.
and a bath. And it cost me, I think, $84 a month rent.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So while you were there, tell me about Pammy growing up?
Okay. Well, let's see.
The earliest remembered.
She was a little tiny thing. Both girls only weighed about 5 pounds and a few ounces,
Wow.
but they did need incubators.
Uh-huh.
And Pam was a good child, and then 18 months later, her sister was born, and they had a bedroom upstairs, and because of their size and being babies, we thought that being a two-story. It could be dangerous
Oh,
for
yeah.
them, but we had collapsible folding doors,
Right.
things that we put at the top and the bottom of the stairs. And we decided we'd get a house.
Oh,
So we looked at new houses, and let's see, we were still living at that apartment when Patty was born, so we had two children.
mm-hmm.
And that's when we started looking for houses and found this house in Reseda that we bought. And Patty was born in 18 months later was 53.
Uh-huh.
And we bought the house in Reseda and moved in 53 when it was completed. And Patty was born at the apartment, but when we moved into the house, she was a baby.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So what were the girls like when they were growing? How about when they were like 3 or 4 or 5? What were they like?
they were pretty good kids. They were, I had a play yard that we had that was the kitchen and was in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of the kitchen door was the door into the garage and this little fenced-in yard where I had a swing set, 2 swings. And
Did you build it? Did you build the swing set?
I had put it together for them
Uh-huh.
so they could use it. And Susan had painted the inside of the fence in multicolors of, let's see, oh, she had painted flowers and things on the
Oh,
fence
that's
in
nice.
different colors.
Yeah.
And back in those days, we had incinerators in the yards, and that was in that area, but they just, at that time, when we got the house in 1953, they gave us permission to use a trash pickup. And we didn't need the incinerators.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't use that anymore, and that came out, and there was some grass in there because we had a dog, and
What kind of dog?
we had a poodle. Cinder was her name,
Oh,
and it was black, and it's a sweet animal. And Susan bred her, so we'd have litters,
oh.
and we sold those. And our neighbor next door bought one of them, and the kids enjoyed having the dog and loved him very much. Her. And we didn't keep any of the puppies, but Susan surprised me with, she and the neighbor next door went out and bought boxer puppies. No, they weren't boxer. We had a boxer later, but they bought Great Dane puppies.
Oh, wow.
And at one time, the Great Dane puppy was just a big clumsy animal. And even as a puppy, she was large. And she and the poodle, Cinder, one time were racing through the house because they heard me come home
Oh, cute.
and came into the bedroom, our bedroom, had louvered, a floor-to-ceiling louvered window, and old Buff was the Great Dane's name. Ran right into those louvered windows and broke about 4 or 5
Oh, wow.
and didn't hurt her. And